Welcome to Castle Ravenloft.
Join the team.
Hey team, this is McGuire Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very special project. I cannot talk with these. This is going to be a difficult one to say. Alright, we're going to have to do the review, like the rest of this, like this, because I can't get these off. And we're going to do this bit a little bit longer than planned. What we're going to be taking a look at today is the brand new Beadle Grimm's Legendary Edition of Strahd. Now, one of the things I want to say before we get into this today is this is going to be a full spoiler. It's going to be a spoiler. A really good spoiler. This is going to be a full spoiler, and if you do not want to see what is in this box, then you're going to see what's in this box, alright? We're going to go through everything that is in the Strahd Legendary box. For the most part, we're going to take a look at everything. We're going to look at the quality of what's in there. So if you are a DM, you're probably going to want to see everything that's in here. If you're a player, you may not want to see everything that's in here, but you have been forewarned. This is a spoiler video. So let's go ahead and get the cleave out here that we have, and this is a huge box. I don't think I've seen any edition come with a box that is this big. Okay? So we're going to open the box, and let's see here. Get this open. This is huge. I'm going to be careful here I don't accidentally cut something. I don't think I've ever seen any of the Platinums or anything come in something this big. There is so much stuff in here. Okay, this is awesome. So, here, oh, all right. We got the puppets. We're going to set those right out front. Oh, I'm so excited about those. We've got a big tube of mats. So we're going to set that right here for now. We'll get the box out of here in a second. This, I believe, is just packing material. Yes, it is. So there is a number of pieces of packing material that's in here as well. And we're going to get this out, and we'll set this right here. And that is really heavy. Now, let's just take a look at what's inside of this box, because you can see there that there's a number of things they've kind of got worked in here for packing to make sure that there isn't a problem from that perspective. All right, let's drop this over here. Let's get these out of the way. I don't believe I'm going to need the cleave, so I will take that and put it back up just for safety purposes.
Oh, we don't need any blood.
You know what? I'm going to set this right here, because this is going to be a reveal on itself. And we're going to get right into this little bag of puppets. We are going to come back to this maybe more in detail here in a minute. Oh, it's so cool. Now, the outside of the bag here, it is branded Beadle Grimm's by special arrangement with Blinsky Toys to haunt your dreams. To haunt your dreams. And then here it says, it's no fun, it's no Blisky. That's awesome. It's no fun, it's no Blisky. Dungeons and Dragons. Alright, so now we have all of these awesome little puppets that were included in this Legendary Edition. And I will say, this right here, this was genius. These little puppets. I mean, the fun that is going to be had with these. Oh, look at the werewolf there. Oh, look at Strahd. Strahd is so cool. And you can put these on your finger, and they are little finger puppets that you'll be able to come up, over the DM screen and do some work with, which I think is going to be a ton of fun for DMs and groups to be able to use these. Oh, this is just amazing. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. My name is Strahd. You are looking very beautiful. Why does little Strahd sound like my brother, Count Dracula?
These puppets are just awesome. We're going to put the puppets right out front here, and I am going to figure out how to remove these teeth, because I'm pretty sure I just bit myself, and I'm bleeding.
But I love blood.
Alright, the gig is up. Okay, we were only able to get one of them, but I feel like I can talk a little bit better now. So I now will go forward as what I'm referring to as a vampiric singletooth. Okay, so each one of the puppets, we will get some close miniature cam on each one of these puppets, and now we have the big tube of maps. So I'm going to set that aside just for a sec. Well, you know what? Let's just take a look at it, because it is really piquing my interest how they've done the maps this time. It says D&D Beadle and Grimm's Castle Ravenloft, and it's got some awesome artwork. Here on the front, you can see all that artwork for Castle Ravenloft, which is really cool. And it is just kind of your standard, poster type tubes. Let's go ahead and get that open. And we'll open it up here. And then, there's a number of things that are inside of here. So, again, this is an unboxing, so we are going to go through most of what we have here. There is a note that is tied up, so we'll go ahead and slide that off there. It looks like it can be put back on. And open this up, and this is a deed of property. Oh, how cool is this? Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. This is really cool. So, it is a paper deed to the area, and everything that you're going to find in these, they're not just standard paper. Every single one of these has an actual feel to it and a quality to it that makes it feel like it is, that piece, that type of thing that you'd be looking at and you'd be interacting with. That right back in there. All right, that is now back together. And then there is just a ton of maps. Oh, there's something else here. There's another one of these little deed type papers. We'll set that aside. We won't open that one up because it's very similar to the other one. And now we've got, oh my god, that is so awesome. Look at the number of maps. This is unreal. Look at this. You are getting a metric tube of maps. Oh my god, this video is going to be so long. Okay, wow. Oh! Alright, here are all the maps. Now, these maps, just like any of the ones they put in any of their boxes, have an awesome quality to them. They're a nice, thick... Now, this here is more of a double-sided paper map. And they're even branded. Now, this is something a little bit different, I don't know, that I've seen in the past. Is Beadle and Grimm's D&D Ravenloft. Right up here is a really cool little logo they've put on the map. And this is a double-sided map there, you can see, with some different, it looks almost like crystal, like purple shards all the way around the outside. And this, again, this is fully double-sided. We've got another one here, and let's see if this one is, yep, these three are both the same, where they're like double-sided, battle maps that you would go through. And you're going to find pretty much every area within this campaign, within this castle, inside of this Legendary Edition. It has so much. So let's go through here, and let's count how many maps we've got just here. There's probably going to be more things inside of the box. So we got 1, 2, 3, oh good lord, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, come on, count with me, 15, 16, 17, unreal. Okay, now one of those was, oh, this is the big, oh my god, this is amazing right here. This is the overview map that was done. This is nuts. Now, it is single-sided. On the back side, it's white. And it's made with a type of paper that almost feels like an old, thin piece of leather hide. This right here is absolutely beautiful. The coloring on it, the detail on it, amazing. Look at this map. And we're going to get close-ups on all this stuff so you can see it with the overhead miniature cam. But this map here is unreal. So awesome. And, these things, this is limited custom stuff, team. Beadle and Grimm's commissions the work on a lot of these custom pieces like this for these boxes. It's the only way that you're going to be able to get a piece like this, and this is unreal. That is 100% getting framed. That right there is a piece of art. Oh my god. Okay, now we're going to have a number of other maps. Now these are going to be more of your... I want to put this over to the side and keep it protected. I'm going to set this right down here with Bear. Okay, thanks for watching that, Bear. And then we're going to open up some of these so you can get a sense for what some of these look like. You can just see, like, full double-sided maps. These are gorgeous. I mean, They're all sectioned out for your 5x5 squares, so you can do these are full battle maps. Some of them will be exploration maps, and then some of them will be terrain maps, kind of like what we just saw right there that you'll get, as well as full-scale battle maps. What's really cool about this is you're going to get all the different areas within the castle. You'll see here upper level, coffin maker's shop, area N6. And these will go along with, and that's why they're marked like that, they'll go along with the adventures that's in the book. Because Beadle and Grimm does an excellent job taking those books and they break them up into like chapter books that will go right along with all the materials, so you could offer the best engaging experience for your players. And you don't have to wonder, like, what's this for, or when do I use this? It'll all be laid out for you in the material, which is really nice. This ground floor is looking awesome. And you can see, the ground floor is so cool. The dungeon level, oh my god. All right, we're going to get some of these out. You'll see them on the overhead miniature cam when Bear goes back and does that work for us. So we can get a better look at some of these other maps. Okay, so we're going to take these and set them down to the side here, because it might take me a second to be able to get it back in the tube.
Do you want to open it?
No, you open it. No, you. Oh, man. This has got a very different look to it. The box is actually a really shiny... Oh, this is so awesome. The box is actually a really shiny material. It almost looks like black glass. The way that... Oh, okay. The final tooth is out. Okay. Woo! Now we're good to go. All right, so D&D Curse of Strahd. Look at that, Beadle and Grimm's. I like how they did the Beadle and Grimm's on this one. It's like black ghosted. It's almost like etched into the background of this box. You get the Legendary Edition there in red, and the Castle Ravenloft Strahd symbol there on the box with a silver and a red overlay. They nailed it on the box on this one. I had no idea the box looked like this. The pictures of this box online just do not do justice to what this looks like. This is unreal. And I think these types of touches and things are important. When you're paying for these legendary and platinum editions, this one is a legendary edition. Rest of the box just kind of just like that. Got Curse of Strahd on the back. Nothing there on the back side but that box. And it isn't smooth either. The way they've made this, it almost has like a little bit of a ripple to it, which picks up that light and gives you kind of that, that glossy flare as well. Touches like this, I think, are important with these types of editions because these do carry a heavier price tag. The Legendary Edition is $3.99, so this comes for $3.99. But you can see everything that you're getting so far for this experience. I'm going to be honest, I generally get the silver editions of these boxes, but the value is here. This is nuts for what you're getting here for $3.99. And again, this is for an entire gaming group, so if you really want to make your value last, everybody around the table just pitch in a little bit, and you've got one of these boxes for the whole group to experience. So put that price just on one person. Traditionally, the DM. Okay, so we'll get the box. Oh, and look at inside the box is in a nice blood red. It's not shiny. It's just a blood matte red. It's a nice touch there. I'm going to put this right there, and we'll get this out of the way. Okay, now I saw this with the unboxing that we just did on Rime of the Frost Maiden as well. They've got some bubble wrap right up at the top of the box, just protecting what's in the box. I'll put that down. And then right off the top, you're going to have there, I don't want to bend it, but right off the top, and it is just absolutely in there to the brim. So you do have a nice letter that they usually put in the front. This one's a little bit shorter, so I'll just go ahead and read it. Dear great and omnipotent DM, please don't total party kill too quickly. We put a lot of time and energy into creating this box, and if your players just mosey into the fog of Barovia and immediately die, man, that would suck for both of us. Sincerely, Bill, Charlie, John, Matthew, and Paul. Now, normally this is a little bit of a longer note. They kept it kind of short and to the point on this one, which I think it's kind of funny what they have here. I think this is just kind of the joke of how much has gone into this. This could be a deadly campaign. So you will see here everything that's in the box. So we got legendary Ravenloft map, a collection of the awesome finger puppets. Again, that was absolutely genius for this. In-world Barovia map. Now, that is the awesome map that we saw a little bit earlier. You've got artifacts. There's a holy symbol of Ravenkind. There's coin of Barovia. There's a wax seals, fancy paper, and envelopes. In-world handouts. There's a ton of different in-world handouts you're going to have. Legendary pieces. There is bonus encounters, which is really cool. They add in their own bonus encounters to these things. There's pre-generated characters, so that's nice. Right out of the box, you will get pre-generated characters. And it looks like they've marked the names of different folks that have maybe created those pre-made characters. You may want to select one of these pre-made characters based on who from the company has created that, which I think is pretty cool. You've got encounter cards, additional battle maps. There is a back page to this one. The DM screen, the DM screens in these are awesome. They've got the legendary box design, and then they have artwork pulled from book. They have exploded books, they're calling it. That's their chapter books, how they kind of design themselves, cuts of that main book. And then you got the Strahd dinner conversation and player assist. Oh, so cool. And then at the bottom here, there's just some credits as well as some of the things that they have to offer there at their store. So if you want to go check out their store, it's beadleandgrimms.com. You'll be able to find a lot of cool things they have there for purchases, as well as this legendary edition of Strahd. So this thing off the top here, I'm not sure what it is. It's in somewhat of a kind of like a folio, I don't want to say a binder. It's kind of like a school binder almost that it's inside of. And then it's got the Curse of Strahd. It's got a picture there of Strahd and then some of the logos. That's pretty cool. We'll open that up. I have not seen something like this before. And then inside is all of these different handouts as well as pamphlets. So we have a Master's Guide from Beadle and Grimm, Castle Ravenloft. What is this? So you open this up and it looks like, oh, cool. So it's the guide, it looks like, to maybe all the layers, different layers of the castle, maybe. So you got all of the areas that you can have. I think that make up that Castle Ravenloft, and then all the different codes of the different maps or areas or things you're going to need when you're going through that adventure. Wow, this is really cool. So it's almost like a pamphlet for, I assume only the DM would see this and use this, but it's kind of a quick pamphlet for the DM. That's awesome. Let's go into this here. We've got the user pool encampment. Now, these are going to be different areas that you're going to go through as you're on your journey through Barovia there. And these are nice. They're thicker pieces of paper. These are more like your standard glossy, thick paper. I'm not sure what thickness that is. It's probably like 80 or 100. I mean, it's pretty thick. It may even be thicker than that. And here you got your village. So you got a nice area there, the village of Barovia that you can go through. And then on the back, you've got the symbol, and then the symbol's kind of ghosted in, and it says area notes. So these are made for the players to be able to make their notes right on the back of these pages. And I would, if I was, going through the campaign and using this, I would suggest the players to make their notes right there. Because it just, if you're going to use it, you're going to use it, right? This is so cool. All right, so we got the blue water in. Oh, this is neat. Okay, so here's some different, these here are not just overviews. These are going to be the various different areas and buildings that you can go into. So we have the Burgomaster's Mansion right here, and you can see the different layers of that mansion as you're explaining that to the players. The Blue Water Inn, the Watcherhaus. Oh, these are so nice, too. And these are very detailed and very artistic. I will say they have definitely, all of these sets have been really good like this, but the artwork on some of this really up-close stuff, especially some of these right here, is really kind of taking it to the next level, really upping their game on like the color contrasts. and the artwork, how tight everything is on these smaller maps. Those look absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see what we got over here on this side, and I'll keep these separate so I can put them back in. Okay, we got the Abbey of St. Markova. Oh, I love the way these look. These look so good.
So good.
These really, one other thing I'll call out with the ones in this particular set, they really have a artistic look to them. Like take a look at this one where you're getting, you're getting the river there and the cross bridge. You got your different towers that's on there, and then you've got this like little side view artwork down here that has kind of the side view of what that looks like. And this is what makes this such a rich experience, is as you're going through this, you can grab something like this and as you're explaining this area, put that right out in front of the players, and they have a visual on, okay, this is kind of what the side of the place looks like. This is the layout of the different towers, like where are we going to approach? How are we going to come through this area? And then most of these even kind of explode out into their own full-blown battle maps and area maps, which we saw a little bit earlier in the video. So that's what's so cool about these. So we'll put these back in here. Now we're going to get into everything else that's in the pack, which a lot of the rest of the stuff you're going to see are things that are very familiar from the other packs. Now, this here is a little deck of cards. Look at these. Oh, and they got some, I wonder if they're all, oh, they are. Oh, these are nice. Okay, so on the back side of these cards here, this has actually got a little bit of an inset feel to it, just kind of taking the quality of that up a little bit of a notch. And then there is some silver reflective fleck that's on those cards as well. So again, this is where the quality, this stuff is coming in. It's not just here's your card with an image printed on the back. I mean, they really step it up with these. Okay, Traitor, Bishop, Broken One, Dark Lord, Seer, Ghost. Okay, they go on and on and on. So you get a whole stack here of these cards that you can use within the campaign. So we'll put those right up front. I'm actually going to turn one of these over so you can see that backing is so cool. All right, let's get into the goodies that's in this bag here. You're going to get some of the custom jewelry pieces that are included with this. Oh, okay. So first, this feels like the coin here. So we'll open that up, and the bag does have the Ravenloft, the symbol there on it. It is a red kind of velvet feeling bag, and then you do have your coins. Now these coins are really cool. They're hefty metal coins. You've got Strahd there on one side, and then the symbol there on the other. And they all three are the same. All three of those are the same, those coins. They do have a nice, I mean, they've got a nice weight to them. I mean, they got the weight that you would think a coin about that big and about that thick would have. They're not light by any means. That's something else that's really nice. You can hear that clank. That's something else that's really nice about this, is that all of these pieces do carry a good quality to them. All of these custom jewelry pieces, really, they're not, I mean, this isn't like cheap junk where, it comes made of plastic or, I mean, this is, oh God, look at that. I can't wait until the cons spin up again and I can just straight up roll into a con with like one of these bad boys, just like wearing one of these, just like, what's up? How cool is that? I mean, it's a big, hefty, thick metal chain, and this thing here has got some weight on it. I mean, it's a big chunk of metal with that red glass stone there right in the center, and you get that on either side. So I'm just going to go ahead and wear that because it's so awesome. Bear is definitely not getting this bling. Okay, the next thing that we've got here in the pack of wonders is I believe these are the Hangover, the DM screen. Let me make sure they are. Yes, they are. So they make these really nice pieces of artwork that help tell the story, and you can take these, and on the back sides, they will tell you exactly where in the story it's used. Like this one says, location, Chapter 2, Barovians. And you're able to take this then, and when you're telling that part of the story, you can hang this over your DM screen, and they are double-sided. So there's a number of pieces of artwork that you're going to get to be able to hang over your DM screen as you're telling that story, and the players can get sort of a visual for just that piece of the story. So there's a number of them here, and the artwork is always awesome on these. They'll pull these artwork from the books. They'll do custom, commissioned artwork for these pieces, and that's how these are going to work. You're going to hang. Oh, I love this one. Look at the purples. It's kind of it's sort of a look upwards towards Castle Ravenloft, and you got the bats flying back there in the side with that rich purple and the pink, sort of the sun shining through the sky. This is very awesome. Very cool. Okay, so those are the ones that are going to hang over, and we'll use. Oh yes! Look at that shot of Strahd. We'll put that one right up front. How cool is that? Okay, got this on. Here's a little baggie for that. Here's another giant pack. There are some wax seals that they have in here, and I'm looking for the stickers as well. There's some stickers they included in this one that can add some fun to your dinner party within the campaign around the table, which they did offer an entire piece that you're able to use to have sort of chats around the table, which is pretty cool as well. This is going to be the stack of monster artwork. Now, there is monsters as well as, there might be some friendlies in here as well. It's kind of anything that you're going to interact with over the course of the game from like an NPC perspective or a monster encounter. Oh, that one looks sweet. You're going to find those right here. So let's just grab this one. And what you're going to see is it's going to follow that same approach where you'll be able to take that, hang that right over the DM screen so your players can always see what we're interacting with. You got to imagine you're also going to have a beautiful battle map or an area map out in front of you. With the number of maps that are included in this one, the number of like town maps, building maps, you're going to have something out in front of your players at pretty much all times when they're going through this campaign. As well as, okay, here's the monster that you're going to be interacting with. This is Strahd's animated armor, is what this one is. And then on the back side, you're going to get all the stats that you're going to need for that, which then the DM is going to be able to see right in front of them. Player gets the artwork, DM gets all the stats. So you're going to want to be careful when you pull these out that you don't mess that up and put it the wrong way, or your players are going to see exactly what they're up against. So that's kind of cool, and those are how those work. Now, it's Groot. It's not Groot. It's a Twig Blight. That's pretty cool. I like the artwork on that one. That's really cool. Okay, so you can see there are a number of these. You get a ton of them. I mean, I'm going, I'm still going, and then I've reached the end. On that, you can see how thick that is of how many of these you're getting. It's just a ton, okay? Put those out here. Here is another pack. Now, this one, we'll find out what that is in a second. This one has the wax seals in it. Actually, still have the teeth. There are some actual little wax seals in here. Now, these do appear to be pieces. I don't want to snap it. I don't think it's an actual piece of... I don't know. Let me get it out. Let me make sure. Is it plastic or is it actually wax? It's plastic. Okay. Well, I don't know. I just kind of bit that a little bit. No, these are actually wax. Yes, these are like hardened wax. Now on the back, there's a little... That's so cool. On the back, there's a little 3M sticker that then you can place and put that little wax seal on, a various item within the campaign that you're going to be playing through. So be careful with these. I'm glad I didn't bend it because I would have snapped it right in half. These are actually little wax seals. Then you're going to have these envelopes here, which you can see also have like a little area to place some form of something right here as well on these little envelopes. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those envelopes. Now we're going to get into some pieces of paper. So these would be the paper that you would use to make your notes that would go into your envelopes. So that's pretty cool. Got the paper as well. And each one of those, again, it's not just a standard piece of paper. It feels like an old school kind of parchment type paper that you would get during that time period. Now we have some of the handouts. And these handouts are awesome. And these they do these different, and so different every time. This one here feels like a note that was almost like if you were to take it and just crumple it all up and just move, and throw it in the dirt, pull it out and uncrimp it. This is what you would get here. So this note is very unique, and it's interesting. It's got areas that are like worse. It's almost like they've put moisture on it as well. The time and care that goes into these handouts and these pieces really is amazing. This one has a ripped feel, so you can see it looks like it was just ripped. And a lot of these literally look and feel as if they were somewhat just hand ripped, which is really cool. You can see that one's been ripped there. This one follows a little bit of a design style like this, but it's different. And that's the thing that's really unique about the handouts in these games and these boxes that Beadle Grimm makes, is that every handout feels unique and different. It's either a different coating, it's a different style of paper, it's a different thickness of paper. This one does kind of follow. So this one almost looks like it got like a beer or a wine or something spilt on it, and it's soaked up the moisture of that, because there's parts of it that are like perfect, like right here, but then you get further in and it starts to get kind of that crusty, sort of harder, like the paper's been soaked with moisture feel. Very well done on that one. Okay, we got the Red Dragon Crush. So this one here, the Wizard of Wines. Okay, these here are some of the stickers. This is pretty cool. These are the Wizards of Wines sticker. So these are different stickers that are included. I wanted to take a look at those when those popped out, so that's pretty cool. You got those stickers there. There's going to be so much on the table, there's no way I'm going to be able to not have something covered. All right, we're going to go through. We're going to have more of these handouts. Okay, this one looks like it would be folded, and then you would have kind of that wax seal that would go together once it was folded up. So that's pretty cool. And these are all things you can just hand to your players as you're going through the campaign. All right, what do we have here? This is a little bit of a thinner piece of paper. That's neat. This is certified in the event are inevitable passing, by natural means or otherwise. Okay, so this is kind of like a last will and testament type document here, and it has that really thin kind of papery feel to it that you would expect from something like that. What else do we have? All right, looks like we have another. Okay, now this may be a paper overview map. We'll see what this. Okay, so this is going to have a number of the areas. Is this just the centralized town? And there is something on the back as well. So here is the overview, kind of like an overview map, and then you're going to get various different areas. It's going to shoot kind of down into the village, and what do we got over here? The user pool encampment. Does that say? It doesn't say user. All the rivers, all the lakes, everything that you're going to see as you're traveling around the area of Barovia. And then here you're going to get various different maps of the castle. So this is going to give you kind of a breakdown of different areas and levels of the castle. So this is nice to have sort of this all on one sheet as well. And you can use that in conjunction with some of the other pieces that you're going to get in this game that would have the castle breakdown as well. Okay, we'll put that over here. Oh, I will say so far, this one is earning its keep on the legendary price range. Again, we've always done the unboxings of the silver editions here on the channel. This is the first time we've done an unboxing on one of these bigger ones. Here's another one of these ripped pieces of paper, which looks really nice. And it's even kind of crinkled all at the edge, up at the top here and at the bottom. So that's done really well. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is probably... Okay, this is Strahd's invitation. Okay, so you've got the invitation. You've got... now we have the characters. Okay, this is during the adventure. It says here that at some point the players Strahd may extend an invite to the players to come to the castle for a dinner. And that's what you're going to find here in Strahd's invitation, is what could essentially happen. And there's different things: ending the meal, the toast, diffusing tension. So it's a piece that can kind of help you work through what that encounter would look like. And then you're going to have the pre-gen characters that are included. We've got a paladin, a cleric, we've got a warlock, a halfling warlock too, very nice. A rogue, and a ranger. Yes! Yes, they put a ranger in this one. Okay, so these are going to be the pre-made characters. Everything that you need there to jump right in is going to be on these sheets here. So if you want to just use those pre-gen characters, or if this is something new where maybe you don't have seasoned players that want to go through and make their own custom characters, you can just do this here. Then we're going to have, this looks like a bonus encounter, yes, Hunger of the Wolf. Now, this was written by Justice. Generally, the folks that work at Beadle Grimm's are the ones that are coming up with and designing. We've seen Justice, we've seen John do these bonus encounters, which is really cool. And you'll be able to go through, and this is something that they created, something custom, not just part of the script. So these are really cool, these bonus encounters. And we generally will have a few of those. Looks like we got a number of them here. Here's one by John. Oh, that's so cool. Here's another one. This is by Justice. And the artwork on these are generally really, really cool. Love the artwork on the front of this. This may be my favorite piece of artwork I've seen in this so far. That is awesome. Okay, and then our last one here is by John as well. So you get 4 of these custom bonus encounters that you can go through with your players. And that's nice that they put that extra bit in there. And this is just a piece of cardboard backing. So we'll set that down there with Bear. And that's everything that was in that pack. Now, we will have another type of handout here. Come on, come all to the Festival of Blazing Sun. This looks pretty cool. So this is more of just a poster that can be put up. And you can show the players that maybe they find in a town of whatnot. And it's going to be the Festival of the Rising Sun. And then we do have the books. Again, their books are all broke out into chapter books. So we'll open this up real quick because we're getting near the end. Okay, and then you got each one of those books. Now again, this is the standard, for the most part, this is the full-size standard book that you can just buy from Wizards of the Coast. However, they do break them up into like these little chapters. So here in this one, you'll have Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. And you'll just be able to take this smaller book and go through everything that you need from a DM perspective. That makes it a lot easier as you're trying to look at the content. You don't have to work with the full-size book. And then when you get through all this content, then you can kind of go on to, all right, well, here's Chapter 4. It looks like Chapter 4 is all about Castle Ravenloft. So it's a little bit of a thicker book, and it's got the full Castle Ravenloft story in it. You're going to have artwork throughout this book as well as what you'd find in parts of the standard book. I do believe they do some other custom stuff in here as well. So you have that. And then here you got Chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all inside of this book. Okay? That's pretty cool. And they will, break them up based on kind of theme as well as components and what you're doing. And then there are a couple extra ones here. This goes all the way through Chapter 15. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 all inside of here. This is the Curse of Strahd that you will find. So it's all through that adventure and all the different parts. And then the appendix. This is the Creatures of Horror in the Taraka deck. That's what we saw there earlier. And it's got all of the different cards that are in that deck. And this is what's going to help you understand how to use that, when to use it, what to do with it, and whatnot. It's all going to be built into here. There's also some appendix stuff that they have in the back of here, some various different notes, different things you're going to need for the campaign. So those are all the books. You can see how that all breaks up and how neat and nice and organized that is, which is really cool. I'm going to have to keep moving and setting and missing content. There's just so much. Okay, and now we've got the fantastic DM screen. I will show you first, and then I will get to see it in all its glory. Hopefully it's not just glaring in the light, and you can, depending on how I turn it here, you can get a shot. We'll get up close again. Now I'm going to take a look. I was thinking they would use, because I haven't looked at this, so I was thinking they would use more of like darker tones. So this is really cool that you've got all of these different, greens and reds and yellows and oranges that really kind of shine off with that Castle Ravenloft there being in the background. and the players just sort of making their stand against the walls of the castle. This is phenomenal. What a cool DM screen. That is such a cool DM screen. And then you got down there in the corner the logo, custom Beadle and Grimm's. Now in the back, you're going to have everything that the DM would need for this particular campaign. The things, and that's how they make these screens. They aren't just the generic what would always be on these screens. It's all the most important stuff for this particular campaign, which I can see in looking at a number of their screens. This one's already significantly different than what we saw in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. It's significantly different than what we saw in Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. This has got the overview map right here. There's some notes. There's different names that you've got queued up, just ready to go on the fly. There's male names, female names, and family names, because you're going to want to have those names and those characters on the fly, those NPCs, as your characters encounter those things. We got random daytime encounters, random nighttime encounters, the areas by level, key references. Over here, important Barovians, so different people that are going to be very important NPCs. As you go through these games, there's a number of NPCs that's in the Curse of Strahd adventure or campaign. And as players may bring those NPCs up, or you may need to reference them, the last thing you want to be doing is fumbling through a bunch of notes awkwardly trying to figure out who was that person, what was their name, where were they located. This information is going to be right here in front of you at a glance. So you got their name, the background information, their stat block, as well as their location, which is very important as those characters are moving around. And then it just goes on. This is a bunch more NPC names, information, stats, as well as location. And that's what you're going to find on this DM screen, is mainly all the different characters, locations, the overview of the map, names, and then different random encounters. So a very different DM screen look than what we've seen in the past. We're at mushrooms! Okay, put it right there. Okay, and then the last thing, what is this? The last thing in the bottom of the box, my God. Is this a... Oh, it is Strahd himself. This is the piece of artwork, and oh, how cool is that? They made this one much larger. It's made of a really fancy, thick paper. On the back, the stat block is in this nice blood red here with this gold flecking. Nice touch on the Strahd stat block and artwork. And here is Strahd in all of his glory on there, and it's a really nice dark piece. I mean, it's really kind of ghosted in. It looks like an old, oil painting almost. And he's holding there a glass of what I can only imagine is blood. Maybe it's red wine. Who knows? But he's holding that glass just looking deadly. That is so cool. And this is the big, this is the big bad, right? This would be the big final showdown there that you can see. And I believe... I haven't seen that either in the past. I haven't seen that either in the past. Them do like a larger piece there for the final showdown and final battle. This thing is heavy. Okay, and then you can see there, that is now empty. That is the bottom of this magnificent Legendary Edition box. Team, this was nuts, okay? And just before we end, I want to make sure we don't forget, because, if you're coming here to the end and just saying, okay, let me just see everything that's inside of this, I don't want to forget there is a ton of other maps and things that are, okay, look how many. There's a ton of other maps that were included in this, so this is everything that you got in this Legendary Edition from Beadle and Grimm's. Unreal value. This is really impressive. The quality on these continue to go up higher and higher. They've always been very good, but the jewelry pieces, the little custom puppets, the number of maps and the quality that you get on these maps, I'm going to be truthful, I really don't know how they do it for the price that they're charging, but that's what they're about. They're looking to give the players the best value and the best experience that you can get for your money. Team, if you're going to do a Strahd adventure, and everybody's going to pitch in, and you can float the Legendary Edition. I wouldn't miss out on this absolutely fantastic value pack box from Beadle Grimm's. So hit that like, click the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time.